All right, so multiplying radicals can only occur. Now, we already remembered that adding radicals can only occur if the radicands are the same, yes? Because the radicands are, in an irrational, the radicand of root 2, for example, is different than the radicand root 3. So you can't add them. When we multiply, we're dealing with factors.
What are you looking at?
Just the general kerfuffle that is going on around my room. When we multiply radicals, we're dealing with multiplication, which means we're dealing with exponents, right? And what part of the radical deals with the exponents? The radicand or the index? The index. So multiplying radicals can only occur if the radicals have the same index. Okay? And again, we're going to use variables to show it. 2x times 2, I don't want to do 2, times 3x is what? 6x squared, right?
Successfully found the answer.
The numbers go with the numbers, the variable go with the variable, yes? Because what is actually happening there is I have 2 x's and I am multiplying them by 3 x's and I'm getting 6x squareds, yes? Okay. Same thing with multiplying radicals. 3 root 2 times 2 root 3 is 6 root 6. You multiply the coefficients and you multiply the radicands independently of each other. Is everybody cool? Okay? That's all you do. But like everything we do in math, the concept is distressingly easy. The application of the concept requires you to bring a lot more to the party than times the numbers times the radicands. Okay? Times the numbers times the radicands is what you're doing. But, like always, it's not that easy. Aight? Aight. But, however, as always, we will start with easy ones. What am I going to do there? Well, I'm going to take the radicands and the coefficients, and I'm going to multiply them together. So the yellows go together to get what?
35.
Negative 35. The blues go together to get what?
Root 24.
Root 24. Is that the right answer?
No.
Yes, it absolutely is the right answer. Is it the best answer? No. Why? What would we simplify? The 24 to be 4 times 6. What would come out? 2. What's already out? Negative 35. So the answer is negative 70 root 6.
Wow.
Got it?
We did that.
Ease bees lemon squeezy, right? Great. Do the next one. What's the coefficient with b? 1. What's 1 times 3? 3. What's 2 times 8? 16.
4.
Simplify. That's 3 times 4, which is 12. Everybody good? See what I mean?
Wait,
Coefficient times coefficient, radicand times radicand. Super easy. But you have to bring everything else you know about radicals to the party.
so is it just 12 then?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the root of 16 is 4.
Right.
All right? Now, let's look at the next one. What's happening here? It's written differently. Are any of you going to give me that line of horse pucky that says it looks different, so I can't do it? Of course you're not, because you're not like that. What are we going to do with our coefficients here? Multiply them to get what? Negative 48. What am I going to do with my radicands? Multiply them to get what? 72. What am I going to do with 72? 36 and 2. What's coming out? 6. What's already out there? Negative 48. So the answer is negative 288 root what? 2. Is everybody good to there?
Yeah.
We're
All
really
right.
Good too there.
This next question gives you a very important piece of mathematical logic that for some reason often escapes students, and I don't really know why. In D, what would you do? You would go 3 times what? 1. And 3 times 3 to get 9. And then you would recognize the square root of 9 is what? 3. Then you would multiply 3 times 3 and you would get 9. Yes?
Yeah, we're good.
The point I am going to show you is this. Root 3 times root 3 is the same as root 3 squared. Yes?
Yeah.
Which must equal 3. So, that gives you this gift. What is the root of x times the root of x?
X.
It's the root of x squared, so it is x. If you square a square root, you get the radicand. Does it matter what the radicand is? No, because you just proved it right here. What if my radicand was something like this? How would I get rid of that square root? I would square it, and what would the answer be? X squared plus 2x plus 4. Is everybody with me? Now listen to me. Look closely. Everybody has this term stuck in their brain, yes? Okay. If that is true, is what I'm about to write in red true? No. Why not? Byron. Because it's a cube root. So what would have to be up here for this to be true? Cube. Cubed root of x. Cubed is x. What then is the rule if I do this? What has to go there? Whatever the y value is. Is everybody good? All right. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Look at E, tell me what's different. There's 3 terms. It's a monomial and a trinomial, yes? What did I use to teach you how to do this? I used variables, right? So if this was 5a, 3a plus 2a minus a, what would you do? You would distribute, right? So Leighton did say he would clean up the brackets first. Then he realized, wait a minute, Myers is going somewhere with this. You would distribute, yes? And you would get what for the first term? 15a squared. Okay, so what are we going to do here? 15 root 16 plus what? 10 root 24 minus what? 5 root 5. Now, would we leave it like that? Root 40. Would we leave it like that?
No.
No, because there's simplifying to be done. What is the square root of 16? 4. Plus, what's that? 4 and 6, so what comes out? 2, so it's 20 root 6. And what's that? 4 times 10, what comes out? 2, so it's minus 10 root 10. Any other simplifying to do there?
Well, we got a
15 and 4, 60. Plus 20 root 6 minus 10 root 10. Everybody cool?
Yeah.
All right. Now, look at F. If you have been just learning steps, your first move on F is going to be 16 times 54, which is going to get you, I believe, 864. The cubed root of 864. How many of you want to do that factor tree? I sure as heck don't. So what do? The same thing we do always, every chance we get. We simplify. What is that? 8 times 2. Why did I use 8? Because I'm doing cube roots now. What is that one? 27 times 2. What's the cube root of 8? 2. Cube root 2. What's the cube root of 27? 3. Cube root 2. Now what do?
Oh, it'd be
6.
cube root.
Cube root 4.
But you can do something. No, you can't because it's cube root.
There you go. See? Nice. All right, is everybody good? Great. What are you going to do with G? Are you going to do 28 times 63? Only if you're a doofus. What are you really going to do?
Simplify.
Simplify. Learn it, live it, love it. So what is it?
Oh, it's actually pretty sick. Live it. Wow.
He's so blown away.
I actually kind of am. He did.
You've never heard that before?
No, never heard that before.
Well, you know, there's a first time for everything. You just have
What
to
kind of tea is that?
Sleepy time, which is kind of silly considering I was up until 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my goodness, why?
Because he was gone to a concert.
Oh right, I completely forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I was always usually like, why would you do that?
Was it a good concert though?
Yes, it was a very good concert.
All live music is good.
Pretty much. I would go see,
What's the
Britney
I don't know, a live Bangor group.
What's the best concert you've ever been
What about Britney Spears? Would you go see Britney Spears
The
in
best
Britney
concert that one has been to is very subjective. You cannot compare a Rush concert in a BC place to some concert in a seedy little bar with some band nobody's ever heard of except you. You can't do it.
But which did you personally enjoy the most?
The concerts in seedy little bars,
I agree because it's a bit more like there's atmosphere.
right? When you can talk to the artist afterwards.
Yeah.
Now sometimes you see a giant band in a seedy little bar. You guys won't know this band. There was a band 20 years ago called Hootie and the Blowfish. They sing Hold My Hand, Let Her Cry, all these stupid, hard, like, not rock songs, but like, ding-a-ding-a-dangle-dangle, you know, sing it to girls, they'll fall in love with you songs. They were giant. They were huge. They played giant stadiums. They were a really big deal. What?
I said thanks for the tip.
For some reason, the radio station that my job in Victoria, the subway I worked at in Victoria, made us listen to, had a contest. They brought Hootie and the Blowfish to Victoria to play a little club like the size of this room. And you had to win to get in. And I won to get in. And I got to, and they did their show, and then they came out afterwards and like hung out and danced and drank beer and everything with everybody. That was pretty cool. Even though I wasn't a giant fan of the band, that was pretty cool. What?
Okay, so like the Drake concert that happened here like last year.
Yes, the whatchamacallit.
Summer 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a huge
was
concert.
last year.
Yes.
Right? And then my cousin couldn't go to the actual concert, so she went to the after party.
Yes.
And the after party was ended, but she didn't touch him.
You gonna touch him?
Yeah. She's freaking out because she like when she saw him. The first time she ever saw him was the Squamish Music Festival in 2013, and she like almost passed out when she saw him. He's like, what? Yeah, that's like a huge man.
Okay.
It's actually kind of good. KJ Apple.
Because he's from New Zealand. Archie is a Kiwi.
My friend, when I met him, said
And-
that he was from Australia. It was like, oh,
No.
his Australian accent.
No.
And I was like, oh my god, that's like the biggest insult to him.
The girl on the 100, the blonde, Clark,
Yeah?
she's Australian. She does not sound like that in real life.
Really?
She's Australian.
Yeah.
Wait, so
She also doesn't look like that in real life. I don't know what they do with the lights and the makeup on that show, because she is stunningly gorgeous on the show. And in real life, she's just like, eh. She's pretty, but she's not, yeah, she's not that in real life. And Octavia looks significantly different as well. Bellamy looks exactly the same. And Kane looks exactly the same. And the doctor lady looks exactly the same.
What about
Clark's mom.
What about the grounder, the original one where?
I didn't meet Lincoln. Lincoln was killed long before this season. I don't know who Lincoln is.
Wait, what? He died?
St. John's. Oh, spoiler alert. Yes. St. John's on the show. You didn't know that about Lincoln? Sorry.
I don't think so.
Huh? Sorry. Well, so you're on the 3rd season? It happens in the 3rd season, so you'll be fine.
if you were only on season 2, yeah, Lincoln dies, brother.
4 times 7, 9 times 7, 10 root 7 times 9 root 7 is 90 root 49, which is 90 times 7, which is 630. Now, what would you do here? Again, there you go. That's the stuff you do this. What she is saying with all her fingers and no words is she would do double distribution, or what you people know as FOIL, which is a word I don't like, but I give it to you anyway. You would take this and distribute it twice to get what? Four root 24 minus 6 root 16. Then plus 6 root 21 minus 9 root 14. Now, you could simplify 2 root 8 if you wished, but it's a small enough number that I tend to leave it till the end. Right? Again, I don't try to teach you guys in absolutes. I try to teach you guys what... I try to teach you guys to use what is most helpful at the time. And I don't really feel the need to simplify 8 times 3 at the beginning, because I can simplify root 24 easily. Whereas, I do not want to simplify 28 times 63 later, so I fix it right away. Picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. So now I simplify 4 times 6, 8 root 6 minus 6 root 16. But root 16 is what? 6 times 4 plus 6 root 21, which doesn't simplify, minus 9 root 14, which doesn't simplify. So I end up with 8 root 6 plus 6 root 21 minus 9 root 14 minus 24. Can everybody multiply? Yeah, 100%?
Yeah.
You sure? 120%? All right. Take a moment. I'm going to write up some practice ones for your blank page there. Lumpty-tumpty-tumpty. Please stretch, talk, fill up your water,
Please fill up mine as well.
go.
Never. No, okay. Of course I can. Josiah.
All right. Is everybody back yet?
I'm just kidding.
You can't see it?
Can you zoom in a little bit? Thank you.
Further? Excellent. Would anyone like the magic pen? Is anybody feeling confident?
I low-key want a magic pen, but I low-key want.
I wanted the magic pen, but I didn't want to demonstrate mine. Okay, let's go pick the magic pen.
No, actually, let's do it.
I said, no, I'm just kidding. Go on, Schumann. I believe in you.
We'll just work in D right now.
D?
Take the magic chair, too.
Oh,
Look at you.
oh.
Running the program.
Hey guys.
Ashwin Nair.
Yes sir.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up guys? Back at it again with the Minecraft videos.
This video already got like 20 dislikes. Even though only 6 people watched it.
How do you use this?
Excuse me. I'm a student now, so I can do whatever I want. Mr. Nair! Well, did you watch that show last night? It was on. It was so good. It has everything to do with math right now.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God, Harmon, I love your hair. That's so cool. Hey, where's that eraser from? I don't know. I'm hungry. What do you got? I've got nothing. Like, you're hungry? I'm thirsty. Oh my God. That's what you guys sound like.
Why did you point over to this one?
Because I'm accusing you specifically. I do remember that well. Oh, it was heartbreaking.
That's it.
Hey, why has what Amshuman done made this come?
Oh, this is too big, so I should have simplified it first.
Simplify.
Let me.
Simplify.
Do I just use this?
Another one. This is 4.
Wait, does he have to simplify?
No.
No, he is more than welcome to do a factor tree for 550
Okay.
and 352. I just would. But Amshuman has locked himself in, and stubborn fellow that he is going to do giant factor trees instead of bothering to just
Oh, shoot.
trace the
Whoops.
line and simplify.
How do you?
Just like that, buddy.
Whoa.
How many people did 550 and 352?
Oh, this is. This.
Wouldn't it be better to do 25 times 2 for 50 and pull out the 5? And wouldn't it be better to do 16 times 2 for 32 and pull out the 4?
Yeah.
Great, fix that up, Amshuman. I'll
Okay.
be back here drinking tea.
What did I do?
Admiring. No, nobody has a keepa woman on today. That's what Clark calls blankets. Keepa womans.
Everyone have blankets because you
Because she's British. I mean Australian. No, Clark from the 100.
Mr. Clark.
Clark is a man from Canada. She's not a woman from Australia.
Who's that? Kent. No.
It's
Yeah.
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent. Yeah. What are you doing?
Me, why are you gonna be like that? She's the one who Kit Clark. James Bond way. It's Clark. Clark, wait. Kit Clark.
It's the name's Bond. James.
The name's
Bond.
Kent. Clark Kent. Oh, yeah.
You might want to have a look at that middle turn there, big stuff.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoops.
no. Spaghetti-o. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
I don't even know what. How do you?
It's 25 and 2.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Now what?
Then you go to the 11. Then you go. Yeah.
Why is what Amshuman doing a bad idea?
Oh my God.
You should add and subtract the brackets.
The sim-
Goes all root 2.
oh yeah, so simplify the thingy.
It looks like pie with little.
Oh,
Why do you have that? Oh my
I just like writing it all out again. Sorry, my bad.
Isn't it uncomfortable that zipper in your sleeve?
Pardon?
Isn't that zipper in your sleeve uncomfortable?
No, it's actually really comfy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
What's
Okay.
the equal sign? Oh,
The-
I see. I get it. I'm good. I'm on the page now. You can continue.
What are we doing? I thought we were like dancing.
Thank you for listening. Come again.
Now, honestly, because this is only practice, how many of you distributed before you simplified it down to the fact that it was only one step?
Ah, see, but I got you.
Right? I cannot stress this enough, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the question and decide on a course of action. It's not that you can't multiply, and it's not that you can't distribute, but the argument becomes every time you do anything, there's a chance to make a small error. So the less stuff you can get yourself to do, the better off you will be. The less cumbersome your math is, the more likely you are to get it right. Okay? But once again, is there anything wrong with distributing it out to get 550, 352 and simplifying that?
No, it's just one word.
Of course not. It's just more work.
Can I tell them to leave a comment, like, and subscribe? Can I just tell them? Tell your friends.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below telling your favorite part about the video.
And turn on post notifications while you're down there.
So what do I say?
Notification squad.
What do I say?
Write it down. There's so many.
Follow Twitter
So it's like, oh, yeah. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down.
Let's go.
Oh, everybody, remember to leave a like on this video and comment down below. And make sure to subscribe. Thank you. Come again.
No, post notifications.
Oh, post notification squad. Yeah, whatever.
He has his comments disabled. Yeah.
Of course I do.
He told us the story of what?
Because kids are animals.
Just like
All right.
We are.
So, what can I do here? Is there anything to be done in there? No. So what must I do? I got to distribute. So what do I get? Excellent. Now, tricky. What's that? Okay. So, it is not this times this. It is this minus, what's this?
That is negative 1 root 24 minus 2 root 90 plus 2 root 90.
Just wait.
Oh no, I'm not.
Now, what is it?
It'd be
Root 10 minus 12 root 6 minus root 24 plus 2 root 90. Now what? Simplify where, Sarah? 24 is 4 times 6, so what comes out? 2. 2. And we'll make that root 6. Can I simplify here? What? 9 and 10. So what comes out? 3. So what does that 2 become? 6. And what does this become? 10. Now, look what has happened. What do I do with those based on yesterday's work? Add them to get 7 root 10s and
oh, because it's root 6. Work now. Now work. Work now. It will work now.
negative 14
Oh,
root 6. Okay?
Okay.
All right. What are you going to do here? Are you going to FOIL right away?
No, you can say.
You can FOIL right away, but then you're going to have to factor out 27 times 12, which is 324, which is actually pretty easy to factor out because 324 is a perfect square, isn't it? So again, some of you will say, well, I'm going to simplify first.
But you do.
But that's, again, just following steps for the sake of following steps. If you look at the question first and you say, oh, 27 times 12 is 324, well, that's 18. Square root is 18. So maybe I don't need to simplify first. Does it matter? No, as long as you're willing to put the work in. I will be simplifying. 9 times 3, 4 times 3. So that's 4 plus what? 3 root 3 times 1 minus what? 2 root 3. 4 times 1 is 4. Minus 2 root 3 plus 3 root 3 minus 6 root 9. 4 plus root 3 minus 6 times 3 is 18. Am I done? No, because it's root 3 minus 14. Is everybody Gouda?
4 minus 3, or is it 4 minus 8?
So what's happening here? What's that?
2 root 6.
That's root 6. What's that? 2. What's that? 3. What's that? How many root 6s do you have? 2 root 6 plus 5. Can everybody multiply?
Mr. Myers, for A, is it supposed to be 4 minus 8 root 3?
Where?
Like it says there 4 minus 2 root 3. Isn't that supposed to be 4 minus 8 root 3?
Let's check. Maybe. 4. Yeah, that should have been 8 root 3, the second one, right?
Yeah.
So that should have been 4 times root 3. That should have been minus 8 root 3 plus 3 root 3 is minus 5 root 3. So minus 5 root 3. Thanks, Leighton. Extra gummy bears for you.
No.
I'm joking. He's a gummy bear thief.
Yeah, he is.
All right? He is trying to get his gummy bears through ill-gotten gains.
What is that?
Never mind. All right. Everybody cool?
Better than
Time's class end?
118.
118. Huh.
No, I just know.
All right, so here's my suggestion. Since everybody nailed adding and multiplying radicals, I'm not too worried about it. And I think I'm going to risk moving on to dividing radicals.
Oh boy. God,
Dividing radicals, yeah.
Oh my god.
Dividing radicals is actually a bit difficult.
oh boy.
It starts out easy and you get all, yeah, it's the same. I can do this. And then all of a sudden it kicks you in the face like a mule. Okay? So let's start today with the stuff that makes you feel happy. The easy stuff to do. Let's leave the mule kicking for tomorrow.
Friday.
All right? So, all right. It is similar to multiplying. So, we know that 9x squared over 3x is what? 3x. Why do we know that? Because we put the numbers with the numbers and the variables with the variables, right? All right. We also know that 9 root 3 times 3 root 4 is 27 root 12. Because we put the coefficients with the coefficients and we put the radicands with the radicands. Yes? All right. So, since we know all that, what then logically is the square root of 6 over the square root of 3? Square root of 2. Makes perfect sense, follows along logically, yes? Do you think everything else still applies? If this could be simplified, would we simplify it? Of course. So let's look at this very first one, and you should be able to tell me the answer by the time I finish this sentence. Right. Root 6. Why? Because this is the root of 18 over 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6, root 6. Does everybody understand the basics?
Yeah, let's stop while we're ahead.
Well, no. Don't be silly. Did your X print here?
No.
Put it there. I don't know what's wrong with this thing.
I was gonna say that
Okay.
space hasn't exploded.
It looks scary, but it's not. Because that we know about right there. 15 and 3 we know about from right there. X and Y we know about from right there. So what is the answer? Logically. You haven't been shown it. Use your brain. 5 root 5 x squared y.
Okay.
Is it done? No. Why not, Harmon? No, you do know. You started to say it and then you caved. Because there's a pair right there. Harmon went so far as to say there's an eh and then stopped. The only person in the world can split a syllable, one syllable, into two. X. It's just one syllable. But it is made up of two phonemes, so fair enough.
What?
Never mind.
No, now I'm intrigued.
When you take linguistics, you can learn what a phoneme is. Linguistics is awesome. Linguistics is one of those classes you can take at university that seems totally useless, and it makes people like Donald Trump angry that it exists.
It sounds like
But it's not. It's the study of languages. Not language. Languages. How they come about. It's wicked cool. So, 5x, and what did I leave under there? 5y. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? It's everything we already know. But what have you noticed so far about everything we've divided?
they worked, and there was something on the bottom.
It's all worked perfectly, yes?
Yeah.
Does math do that?
No.
No. Math doesn't hate you. Math wants to be your best friend, but you just won't invite it to the party. If you guys would invite math over once in a while and hang out with it a bit, then maybe it wouldn't seem so weird.
Well, why would you invite Matt to the party? I want Matt at my party.
All right.
Well,
So, I want you guys to try one on your own.
awesome. I can do it. Which one? Oh, you give me this one. I do. Good. What's wrong with the light, Lord? Just feel the breeze. Okay. I don't like those numbers.
You guys go. Have a look, see at that. Remember, I never give you something that you cannot do. No, I don't do that.
I don't know that. Theoretically, you can.
That's weird.
Good answer.
See if I can answer.
Talk to your neighbor. Figure it out. Because after this, we're going to stop and we're going to mark the cumulatives multiple choice.
5 root 2 x squared y.
All right. Who has a guess as to where we should start? Sam. You're going to start with the radicals? Okay. What is it?
It'd be root 2 x squared y, and it'd be 5 over 6.
And what's out here?
5 over 6.
Okay, then what? Then what?
Then you simplify.
5x root 2y over 6. Ease, bees, lemon squeezy. Exactly what you would have expected. You simplify the fraction just like you would a normal fraction. Simplify the radicals just like you would a normal radical. And it is 12:57. Meeting class is over in 21 minutes. I am uncomfortable doing the next thing today. So let's mark the multiple choice only of the cumulative, and then I'm going to have to mark the open-ended because you guys aren't very good at marking open-ended stuff. Huh? No, you can't. It makes me go ape. What if they said 0.71 instead of 0.72? I'm giving them 0 out of 5. They did everything right, but they didn't round right. 0.
So generous or too mean?
I know how generous you can be from reading your assessments of each other's projects. Yeah? I'm a what, huh? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Somebody can hand these out. And then you can switch your papers and write marked by on the top. But
Thank you.
don't make it messy because there's some stuff I want you to do on the top.
Do I? Okay, I will have yours, Taylor.
Yo. What?
I know. This shirt is just
Yeah?
my sister's, and I'll honor her.
I don't know what you're talking about. You will write a final exam for me. It's not a provincial. It's before you leave high school, you have to write this numeracy test. What about it? It's a test. You'll sit down and write it. It's called numeracy. It doesn't have a curriculum. It's seeing if you can do math. I don't know. It might be tomorrow. Because there is no preparing for it. It's like those tests you got when you were a kid, where it said, read this paragraph and answer some questions about it. That's because the world has made you guys believe that those are bad tests.
Sounds bad.
Are you looking forward to the numerical assessments?
They're not bad tests. What is done with the data is bad. People use the data inappropriately. And they make the data public, and it shouldn't be. So if you go to school with a high proportion of IEP kids or in a socioeconomic strata of the neighborhood where maybe school education is not as valued and the FSA scores show the school to be not a good school, then people don't want to go there, which is garbage. All of us are the same, regardless of what school we are at. It doesn't matter if I'm teaching at what you guys would call a ghetto school or here teaching pre-IB. I teach and I have my level of expectations that if you do not meet them, you're in trouble. I don't care if you're dirt poor and eating flour soup for dinner. No, Flour.
But don't add too much. If you don't add enough water, though, you'll just make dough. But if you eat flour soup, do you have an oven?
I don't know.
I never got one. Or any of them. What do I get? How about it?
All right. Listen up, please. At the top, write Unit 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, 12, 15. Unit 1 out of 15. Then write U2 out of, not the band. I know you were. 1, 2, 3. 3. 2 is 5. And 2 is 7. And 3 is 10. And 5 is 15. U2 is out of 15. And then write total.
Oh, he's gonna go measure a cliff.
Wait, I got this. 30.
Round that up, Sarah.
No, did you see the question? There's a question. It's like.
Oh, it's just Byron measures today.
I was really proud of that joke.
When Byron left yesterday, Kayla said he's going to measure a cliff. I know, because it was funny. You're an intelligent young lady. Had you heard it, you would have laughed. But because you didn't, I knew you didn't hear it. Because I would not assume you were unintelligent and missed the joke. I could only assume you didn't hear it.
Wait, so you admit that my joke was funny?
I often say your people's jokes are funny. I laugh quite regularly in this class. Not always at you. Sometimes with you.
It's kind of you not to always.
All right.
Which math class would you say is the most rowdy?
Rowdy?
Yeah.
Like,
Or like loud and disruptive. I don't
probably my grade 11s.
Oh, those guys are rad.
All right.
We got to up our game.
Yeah, guys, we're falling behind. Let's go.
Okay.
D.
Yay.
B. C.
I see.
D. Give a mark out of 4. Turn over 2 or 3 pages till you get to the trig. D. Because it is angle Q to P to R. It doesn't matter. Do you need to see why? Angle of depression, C. That one. Because angle of depression is always between the neutral and down. Sure. Now, the question becomes, dare we mark any of the open-endeds? Okay, stop. Stop. We're going to mark 6, because 6 is easy to mark. I want the volume of that figure. So, what is the volume of every pyramid? Area of base times height divided by 3. So, in this situation, what's the base? Pi r squared, h over 3. What's r? 6. So right away you're looking for someone with 6 squared. What's h? No. 8. If they do not have an 8 there, they have left it at 10 because they read slant height, they lose a mark. -1. They have a total of 3, so the best they can get on this part is now 2. Divided by 3. 36, oops, I'm sorry. 310, isn't it? No. 301 pi. 36 times 8. 8 times 30 is 240. 8 times 6 is 48. 288 pi. 288 pi over 3, which is 96 pi. Or 301.6-ish centimeters squared.
That's really funny. I was completely off.
So, what? Oh, it's volume. Yeah, sorry. The reason that I messed up there, Rose, is because on the other cumulative, on the regular 10s, I made them do surface area and volume, and they're both 301.6.
Oh, that's me.
Because then everyone's like, oh, I did it wrong. How can they have the same volume and same surface area? Because one is centimeters squared and one is centimeters cubed. I know, it was a bit of a dick move, but hey, I'm in charge. So give yourself a mark, or your person a mark, out of 3 there. I trust you can decide.
Mr. Myers, they put 3.
Yeah, they put 301.59. 0. Of course, what answer am I really looking for? That one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We can do number 7 as well, because it's just algebra. Surface area of a cone is pi r squared plus pi r slant. 1800 pi times 10 squared plus pi times 10 times s. If they have 20 there, they are losing some marks. They must have remembered that r equaled 10. 1800 equals 100 pi plus 10 pi s. S needs to be gotten by itself. Here is where you're going to make your mistake. This needs to move over here. 1800 minus 100 pi. There is no division done with 100 pi. Equals 10 pi s. How do I get rid of the 10 pi? What divides by 10 pi? everything. Now, this doesn't get any simpler, but this is 10 equals S.
We have pi pi.
Pi
Pi pi.
Pen pineapple, apple pen.
Oh,
1800 over pi pi. I was like, I didn't do that. That's some complex
There.
math there.
now, if you got to there, I'll give you the full 2 marks. But since I wanted a slant height, you should have gone one step further and actually given me an estimated number, which is somewhere around 1,800 divided by 300 is 600.
Somewhere around 50.
Or no, 1,800 divided by 60, or by 30, is 60 minus 10, somewhere around 50.
What was the other mark they needed? 10.5. Is that?
It was actually 47.3.
Well, you already said around 50.
What? Yes, that's why there's a little 2 by it. This should have been out of 3. I don't know why the 3 didn't print. So,
What's the final slant height? What is this one? What is this?
this is the volume of the prism plus the volume of the pyramid gets the total volume. Prism is LWH. Pyramid is LWH divided by 3. Right? LWH of the green is what? 252. This one, do you know the height?
No.
Yeah, you do.
We understand.
Because it's 4. If you don't have H equals 4 there, you are getting 1.5 marks if you have used everything properly. Plus 6 times 6 times 4 divided by 3, which is 6 times 6, yep, 48. So that equals 300.
Oh my gosh, you got it on the dot.
How many was that one out of? It was
3.
312. That's close.
I'll finish the rest. Bring them up. You'll have them tomorrow.
Gracias.
This feels light.
Mine's in there so what?
Feels like just like
Bristol, I see wonder why she like me. Drowning.
Oh, thanks for leaving, guys.
You're welcome.
Bye, Mr. Martin.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Mr. Myers. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.
I'll do my best. You too.
Just go to the back. Just get out of here. No, just go to the back.
Hey, give me some. Stop it, Mike. Mike, give me some right now.
Your hands are not grippy at all.
They're putting in the gas meters at my house.
You are writing. You are writing. Listen.
You can work from over there. He's here. He's here. Yeah, I know what he has. What if he did?
Oh, I guess I should give you a new one. You're in Crossroads now? I don't know what room number that is. Ask Georgia to go pick this up in the photocopy room. It'll be there. I'll send it down right now. Get your books out to where we were yesterday when the bell rang, cutting us off, please. I do not remember.